hear what
anything that we need from him?
Loves, I'm going to invite you as we're coming in to come close. So if you're like, oh, look at me, I am looking at a few empty rows before I see another human body, that is a really good sign that you should come closer. Every single Shabbat, we are in the practice of creating community, of weaving our voices together, and oh my goodness, this Shabbat we need to do that. So I'm going to invite us. You get to stay exactly where you are if that is a deep heart's wish of yours, but otherwise, please heed this rabbinic call to come closer. You might not feel comfortable in the moment of sitting down. You might even have to turn to someone you don't know and say, hello, what's your name? But one of the spiritual works that we do together is say, okay, how have I changed from the beginning of Shul to the end? What has opened in me? What do I know now? Or what don't I know that I thought I did? And moving is one really good way to practice that. So come on close. We'll begin in song. We'll turn to page 10 together.
Yedid nefesh v'rachaman, Yedid nefesh v'rachaman, meshochatecha el retzonecha, meshochatecha yadadadai el retzonecha.
You do not carry this all alone. You do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not carry this all alone. You do not carry this all alone. No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not carry this all alone. You do not carry this all alone. No, you do not carry I love that we're singing this as people are streaming in. To invite us the radical practice of both always adding more chairs, but also the radical practice of saying, there's an empty chair right here. Don't sit farther away, come closer. So for those of you who are sitting next to empty chairs, your sacred duty is to, when someone comes in, be like, hey, I don't know you yet, but come here. I need you to be right here. I need you to be right here. It worked.
Yay.
As people are coming in, if your instinct is to say, I actually want to be closer, maybe don't come quite as close as Alma. But there is space. There is space on the bima. There is space here. Please make the space. There's space next to Julie Jacobs, and that is, there's not a space. I misread that sign. Sorry. But I love seeing this. The sacred duty of saying, there's a chair right here. There is space right here. We are making space for each other, loves. So we're going to sing this one more time, and then I'm going to teach a little Torah, and then we're going to move into prayer. You do not carry this all alone. No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this on your own. So you do not carry this all alone. So Talmud teaches us, pulling from a verse from Proverbs, when a person's heart is full of worry, de'aga belev ish yashchena, they should quash it. What? And helpfully, the Talmud goes on to ask, what? Rabbi Ami and Rabbi Ashi are not sure what this means. One of them says, and Talmud doesn't tell us who, so we can't blame them. One of them says, you should forcefully push it, yashchena, out of your mind. Banish the worry from your thoughts. And another one said, one should tell someone else, yesichena, your worries. This sharing will lower your anxiety. So were there two paradigms. One is push it, and one is share it. Each of us has probably been trying to do some of both of these strategies over these last days. I'm going to stand up so you can see me. Hello, my friends. Hi. We've probably been pushing our very real worry, our very real grief, our dread out of our minds for moments so we can function, so we can parent, so we can grocery shop, so we can be in the world, minute to minute. And I pray that each of us has also had moments over these last days where we have been able to share our fear, to share our reality with someone who's really listening. And I hope that we've also done reaching out to say, where are you? What do you need? What are you holding? I want to carry that with you. And I imagine that all of us have done something that neither of our Talmudic rabbi friends offered, because it's not great, which is we've been sitting in the fear and the anger, and we've been so alone in it. So I just want us to invite us, if you recognized yourself in options 1, 2, and or 3, to just move for a moment. Just be like, yep, that was me. Those were these horrible days. And then I want you to notice that there are other people moving in space. Oh yeah, that's you. We've been living through these days together. And let's just allow ourselves to feel for this moment, and this goes for every single person here on ancestral Dakota land on 50th Street at Shir Tikva, and all of us who are on Zoom and YouTube, also at Shir Tikva, from coast to coast. Just let ourselves feel the truth that we, each of us, are a universe next to other universes who are experiencing this moment, trying to find our way in. Each of us is a universe full of worry and love and dread for ourselves, for each other, for our children, for our students, for our neighbors, for our parents, for our elders, for our planet. And so we come into Shabbat and we make space for Shabbat. Get ready, this is option 1. We make space for Shabbat. We welcome Shabbat, and we cannot be so overwhelmed by our needs and our worry, our real needs and our real worry, that we do not make space to welcome Shabbat in her beauty, in her own delicious urgency. Gabo is ready. We have to clear the way. Let's just do that for a moment. We're going to clear the way for Shabbat. Ugh. But before we do that, I want to ask us to do a little bit of option 2. I want to actually ask us to welcome each other in, checking in on each other, because the work is not just this. It cannot be just this. So I'm going to invite us to turn to someone near us, hopefully someone you didn't come with. But if you'd feel comfortable sharing with somebody that you did come with, that's really good too. And we're just going to take a moment to say, and we cannot encapsulate what we are feeling into a sentence or into a moment. That is not the expectation. But to take a moment to say, I am afraid for myself. I'm afraid for my community. I'm afraid for my country. To say, this is what I believe. This is why I'm here. This is what I'm carrying tonight. It does not have to be a perfect sentence. I think I model all the time saying not perfect sentences into a microphone. So, would not recommend. So in this space, I'm going to invite us, let's just take a moment and orient our bodies. And don't worry, my friends on Zoom, I actually have a way to do this for you as well. But first, I'm just going to introduce this for how we're going to share in person, and then I'm going to ask us on Zoom to do, which means that our friends in person can't speak until our Zoom friends know how they're going to do this. So the practice is this. We're going to turn to someone who's close to us, and one of us, we're going to say, okay, I'm going to go first. You're going to listen first. And I'm going to say, this is what I'm worried about. And the person that I'm sharing with isn't going to have to say anything or comfort me or justify or agree. It's just going to say, you don't have to carry that all alone. Yeah? And then we're going to take a breath together. And then we're going to switch. And if you're on Zoom, this is going to be slightly more overwhelming because you're going to witness many, many more people's worries. But each of your jobs, your sacred responsibilities, is to share something in the chat that you're worried about, and also to type in a different message that says you don't have to carry this alone. So what you'll receive is a braiding of people's worries and a braiding of that sense of we are carrying this together. Okay? I'm throwing you into the deep end. It's participation before we've really even sung. We haven't even lit the candles yet. But I want us to take this moment to say this is not an ordinary Shabbat. So let's come in together and let's feel this sense of the texture of our community. And from that place, welcome Shabbat. So let's take a moment, find someone's eyes to say, okay, we're going to talk.
Thank you for being you. Unfortunately, I have no other choice.
No, you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry this all alone. So you do not carry this all alone. So with the promise that we are going to continue to return and to this, not just tonight, but we are going to continue to tend to each other and to return to big questions tonight and in the many days. We've been doing this for 36 years together as a community. And damn it, we're going to be doing this for many hundreds of years. Thousands. Yes. Julie will be here, thank God. But are you ready? We're going to do some really, sorry for the swearing children. But are you ready? We're going to do option 1 now. We're going to push and make some space for Shabbat. Can we do that together? And just know if what we're doing is clearing a millimeter, that is as sacred as work as making a whole big bunch of space. So ready to do a little pushing? Okay. We get to welcome David Sweet and David's family onto the bima. David is becoming b'mitzvah this Shabbat. And we are so grateful, David, for the chance to celebrate and to celebrate you. So come on up, sweet family. Yeah. Welcome back, Jules. Yay. Mazal tov.
David and family have modeled something that will continue to be so important in these days and months and years ahead, which is that joy and celebration is still happening. That is one base of resistance, and to help us in that work, I'd like to invite Larry Wolf up to the bima. Larry, I have the total honor of blessing you on your 65th birthday. As you and others might know, I have a tradition of blessing people with a Hebrew word whose letters add up numerically to the value of their birthday, and 65 is a great one. Larry, I want to offer you 2 words for the price of 1. I want to offer you first, Hey Lamed Lamed, of Hallel or Hallelujah, of joyous calling out. May your voice sing forth in this community, in your family, in the world. But along with that song, I want to offer you Has, the onomatopoetic Hebrew word for silence or stillness. Even as you sing, may you find time and space. May you find gentleness and the quiet that you need in this year, in these 5 years, in this 45 years ahead. Happy birthday and Mazal Tov. And we will sing for Larry, we will sing for David. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulechol Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu. birthday, Larry.
Dennis, is Lorraine in the room? Oh my gosh. How? We're going to extend our simcha singing for one more moment in a spontaneous raining down. I'm not sorry. Neither is Dennis. Neither is Dennis, who let me know. This is Dennis and Lorraine's 44th wedding anniversary today. And I will never miss a chance to celebrate. So we're going to sing one more time, but I just want us all to feel like each of us gets to be a fractal of love. And today you two are our fractals of love. We needed one more thing to celebrate. That's right. Just to say, if there are more celebrations, bring them on. We'll take them.
That's for sure.
But beloveds, thank you for modeling both a tenderness of partnership and also a way of partnering in community. I have watched you elder young people, and I have watched young people elder you. I have watched you come in fiercely yourselves into community and also be delightfully challenged and changed, and delightfully challenge and change others. And I just want to wish you such a wonderful, may there be wonder in this year for you, and may the seeds of your love just keep blossoming like bulbs. May the bulbs of your love, may they blossom.
Maybe this was a bad idea.
I hope it was a good idea. We're going to sing again. Simin tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a simin tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a simin tov, a mazel tov, a mazel tov, a simin tov. Ye'elanu, ye'elanu, u'lecha Yisrael. Ye'elanu, u'lecha Yisrael. Well, it's 10 o'clock already, guys, so it's a midnight service. Let's turn together to page 12 as we welcome Shabbat. We'll continue on the first lines of page 13. We'll turn to our colorful handouts to Ana Bechoach, and we're so grateful to have David Sweet leading us.
Ana Bechoach Gedula Minha Tatir Serura Tatir Serura Kabel Rina Tam Hasak Venu Tarenu Nora Avikoa Gedula Minha Tatir Serura Tatir Serura Kabel Rina Tam Hasak Venu Tarenu Nora
So, David, just so you know, Makom Minion is really throwing a party for you in the chat. Makom Minion can't believe their ears, so I think we're going to sing that one more time just so they can hear you. I, oh, I, la, la, oh, We'll turn together to page 20 for Lechado D. When we come to the last verse, we'll rise, we'll root, and if you want to join me out on 50th Street greeting Shabbat outside, you're welcome to.
Lecha
דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי. פח יחסו עני עמי, ונבנתה עיר המצילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו למשיסה שוסייך, ורחקו נבלייך. יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כיסוס חתן האכלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי. אל יריש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגדילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 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 בואי ושלום, עטרת בהלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמונה עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 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 Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll rise in body or root on page 28. We'll greet our folks coming in with Nigun. Ya da da ya 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 yo. Ya da da ya 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 yo. Ya da da ya 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 ya
We'll turn to page 30. We have here an opportunity to bless a God who brings darkness into this world, which, oh my gosh, feels like a hard blessing for tonight. I want to offer us the grounding of this season as it's getting darker and darker and darker, with the embodied knowledge in our heart that there is a time of change, that there is a solstice not too far ahead of us. We'll take one breath in and out.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב הרבים.
On 32, we bless a God that brings love into this world. I'd like to invite you to call to mind something that you are loving hard this week. Someone or something that is bringing your heart into its beating. Taking one big breath in and out.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, והם נגי יומם ולילה, ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
We'll rise or root on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
We'll turn together to page 37 for these interpretive words of the Shema, of the V'ahavta.
Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gates. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy
In a moment, we're going to turn to page 40 to Mi Chamocha. I've spent, as I've been preparing for this service, I've been thinking about this element of Jewish prayer that is so obvious that it doesn't usually land on me, which is we always say the same words from week to week. And there's a lot of words, and some of them are happy, and some of them are sad. And so by definition, there are happy times where we sing sad songs, and sad times where we sing happy songs. And usually, I think I can intellectually get behind this. It feels like an expansion of the heart. It feels like a good exercise in empathy to be able to feel all of these feelings, even if the reality that we're living in doesn't quite land. And then there's this week. In a second, we're going to sing the words of Mi Chamocha, which is just this song of endless hope. And I know for myself, I'm struggling. I don't feel like I can feel hope today in this moment. It feels like work. It doesn't feel like Shabbos to force myself into a posture of hope. But I think what this song, it might offer us, what it might give us on a Shabbos is a placeholder for future hope. The reminder that the ingredients for our liberation, the bounty of our resistance is already with us. Even if we don't fully know it, we will be able to feel, we will be able to hold this holiness someday. But for right now, all we have to do, all we can do, is sing together. We'll sing on page 40.
David, yeah. Does he have a mic? Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry, forgot. I didn't see your mic. Okay.
We'll sing together words calling out for peace and safety on page 42. On this of all weeks, I feel myself calling out with the deep knowledge that we are the safety, our interstitial connections between each other, our love within community for each other, the ways in which each of our vulnerable hearts is calling out to each other today. It's the beginning of something that we can continue to hold together. We'll sing on page 42.
Hashkirenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkirenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'taknenu beitza tova milfanecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, v'taknenu
סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ועל ירושלים.
We'll turn together to page 44. Oh, thank you. We'll rise and we'll root.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
בנינו בין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את
השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת
ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת,
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We'll turn to page 46, starting in quiet together and then, starting in song together and then moving into quiet with the Amidah. Adonai, Sefratai Tivta, Ufi Agi, Tehilateha, Adonai, Sefratai Tivta, Ufi Agi, Tehilateha.
Ose shalom bimroma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Ose shalom bimroma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ose shalom bimroma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la.
We take this time now to pray for healing of body, for healing of spirit. We'll sing. I'm going to invite us, please, to share names aloud. Don't wait for me to look at you. We're going to share names aloud all together in the chat here in the space. And then we'll seal our prayer with song. We'll turn together to page 253. In the middle of the page. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Tonight we're praying for Mi sheberach imotenu mekor haveracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. I want to add an additional Mishaberach, which is found on our handouts, our colorful sheets. This Mishaberach is for everyone whose spirit is weary or cracked open this week, And I am naming specifically all trans people who are feeling afraid, specifically trans youth who are feeling afraid and isolated, undocumented immigrants, all those who are feeling impact in their body and bracing. We sing and we pray for a mending of spirit and commit to working for justice. When the world is sick, can no one be well? Well, I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? Well, I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Elena, Rifanala, Elena, Rifanala. Well, I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's a tight room up here. Try to do a little readjusting. A Dvar Torah, they said. We learn in a midrash about our parsha, about Parshat Lech Lecha. Rabbi Yitzchak taught, to what can Abraham's journey be compared? To what can Abraham's journey be compared as he was leaving his family's house and his home and everything that he'd known and anything that looked familiar? To what can it be compared? To a person who was traveling from place to place when they saw a tower on fire. And the person thought, can this tower, can this castle be on fire and no one is responsible for it? And all of a sudden, someone pops their head out of the window of the castle and says, I am the one responsible for the castle. Again, what? In the same way, since Abraham was constantly wondering, can you say that this world is on fire and there's no one responsible? God would look at him and say, I am responsible. The world is on fire. And tonight, I think we can relate to Abraham's question, can it be that there is no one responsible? No one who will take action to stop this fire? Mayor Lakin, co-executive director for Join for Justice, teaches about this midrash, that Abraham sees a world on fire, and in that moment of urgency and desperation, he experiences at the same time a bedrock knowing that the world is sacred and needs him to act, to face the fire, to do everything in his power to put it out. The world is sacred. Our lives are sacred, and there is fire everywhere. And we don't need fire. We don't need disaster to remind us that we must act for each other's well-being. But this is a time when we must remember each other and bind ourselves together and take responsibility for each other's safety and each other's dignity. And this will require direct asks and stretching and risk-taking. And I am grateful for the ecosystem of organizations and activists who are already bringing us together to be visioning how we are going to protect each other and ourselves, how we will minimize harm, how we will insulate each other. And it will require us to stay in relationship, to build trust, and humor and care and audacious visions with each other. And I want you to know that I hate giving this Dvar Torah. And if I could, I would throw myself down anywhere I could to stop whatever it is that is coming in these next months and years. I would do it. I know so many of us are feeling that right now in our bodies. And I want to return us to our sense of knowing you do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry all alone. So you do not carry this all alone. Can we just feel that for a minute? You do not carry this all alone. This is way too big for you to carry all on your own. So you do not carry this all alone. I think of Abraham and the tower on fire and God saying, I am here as the world burns. And I imagine Abraham saying, you do not carry this all alone, God. I do not carry this all alone. We are in it together. And we learn in our Parsha that immediately after God tells Abraham to leave his home, all that he's known, all of his habits and assumptions, yes, there is a lot of good Torah for us in this week's Parsha. God says, Ve'escha legoy gadol, ve'avarecha ve'agadla shemecha, ve'yeh bracha. I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you, and I will make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And Midrash comes to wonder why Abraham was doubly blessed. Why is it that God says God will bless Abraham, ve'avarecha, and that Abraham will be a blessing, ve'yeh bracha? And Midrash's explanation is that God is saying to him, until this point, I, God, was required to bless the world. And from this point forward, blessings are passed to you and through you. And by you, I mean everyone. Build a world woven through with blessing, freely given, with relationships lovingly tended. One bulwark against fascism is community and interconnectedness. We are not isolated in a world on fire. We are in it together. And community is imperfect. We can take a sigh there. We know community is imperfect. It is challenging. It is infuriating at times. But my God, beloveds, let us look around us for a minute. Really, let's look around. Let's look around us and feel the blessing and the obligation we have to count on one another, to show up for one another. You can think, I've known you for 36 years. Whoa, I don't know who you are. What are you going through? How am I going to show up for you? How are you going to show up for me? We have been practicing offering each other blessings at Shul for 4 years. Actual blessings every Shabbat, blessing each other through, if we can think about these 4 years, incredible stress and challenge, through times of beauty and change and learning. And we know the power of receiving blessings and offering blessings, engaging the alchemy of using words and intentions to summon new resources and possibilities, and to offer them to each other. We have made our actions blessings by making meals for meal trains and visiting each other after top surgery and noticing when we don't show up for shul for weeks and then offering a ride, by inviting each other to protests and to the Capitol. I'm going to pause here and say, how else have we made our actions blessings? So in our Parsha, our ancestor Abraham received the power to bless. And this Shabbat, we remember that power and we commit to being blessings. And when we come together, we're going to do some time travel together. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You ready? So here we are, remembering our power to bless and committing to it. And we know actually that blessing is a euphemism for a whole lot else, which are blessings. Yeah? So we're going to time travel. When we come together next year for Parshat Lech Lecha, we will remember where we were right now. We're making a little timestamp. We're going to remember where we were right now. And we're going to have a feeling, probably many. And we're going to hold blessings out to each other from that place. Right? And in 4 years, we're time traveling. Come with me. Parshat Lech Lecha, October 28, 2028, where we will be preparing to vote. Damn it. And we will know so much more then than we do now. And our world will look more different, and it will look more the same than we can imagine in this moment. Can you feel that? We don't know. But the miracle of Torah is it stretches out way past us, way behind us, so many more years than we can imagine, so many more lives than we can imagine, so many more communities than we can imagine. People have been pouring their experiences into this story, and Torah is actually going to be part of how we start counting time to say, here we are right now, and this is dreadful. And it's amazing. Look at us right now. Where are we going to be in a year, and how are we going to make sure that we get there together? Where are we going to be in 4 years, and how are we going to make sure we get there together? And we are bigger and fiercer than we can imagine. So this Shabbat, now we're traveling back in time here. Woo. Here we are. This Shabbat. Hi again. Parshat Lech Lecha 5785. Let us ground in our connections to each other, our tradition, and the earth. Can we feel it? Big. Big rock. Gravity's good. This Shabbat, our tradition and the earth are calling us back to our individual and our collective power and our commitment to putting out the damn fire. Okay? Shabbat Shalom. Motion sickness. Yeah. That's how I felt when I was like, I have to give a Dvar this Shabbat. Come on, world. Okay, so we're going to open to blessing. Isn't that nice? We'll bless using the words of our tradition, and then we'll bless using the genius words of our Makom Minyan. Thank you. Thank you for so many years of filling us up. But know actually in this moment that our ability to connect this community is a resource. And we are a resource, and we are going to offer that resource out, and we are going to keep resourcing each other in this time to come.
Hamalach hagoel oti, Hamalach hagoel oti mikol ra, yevarech et hane'arim, vayikarev bahem shemi, v'shem avotai. רחל ולאה כאפרים וכמנשה יברכך אדוני וישמרך יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום. Yalalai, yalalai, ay, 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 remember that hope is a discipline. May our fears and worries be for naught. May we not succumb to fear and despair. May we recognize our collective strengths and the things that make us alike. May we build community, organize and mobilize. We protect each other. May we remind one another to rest. May we find what we are looking for together in community. May we find the collective strength to get back to work and rebuild. May we come to the place when we truly feel that we are not in this alone, and each of us, including our rabbis, oh thanks, find the vulnerability and strength to ask for the help we may need, not scanning fast enough. May we be there for each other in body and in spirit. May we become many and powerful. May we take responsibility for putting out the fire, and may we feel each other and Hashem beside us as we work to put the fire out. May we have the strength to see the blessings in ourselves and to share them. May we continue to have this space to help each other with the weight on our shoulders. May we meet each other with compassion, goodwill, and understanding, and be willing to work through our conflicts constructively as we march forward together. May we have enough love in us to walk across the aisle and share that love and learn to work together to make a better world. May we keep our eyes and our hearts on each other and on the goodness that is possible. May we weave our community like voices in a choir. Stepping back to breathe and stepping in to sing keeps the song of hope going. That's gorgeous. May we meet the work before us with strength and compassion. May we build connections with each other where we soften. May we start each day by attending to our bodies before our screens. May we do all that we can do to take care of each other. May we lean into our deep history of survival, tens of thousands of years. May we ground ourselves and each other. There are so many, I rethink we need them. May we do all that we can to protect our Muslim loved ones and neighbors. May we continue to be steadfast in who we are, what we know, and what we do. May we identify where the fire is coming from, our responsibility for said fire, and the work it is going to take to put it out. May we know our hearts are not broken forever. May we remember to be in the moment as much as possible rather than fearing for the future. May we never, never forget it's always okay to be afraid, to be scared or fearful. It's more about what you do when you are. May we join hands and hearts and not let go even during the most unstable challenges. May we put self-care in our daily practice starting right now. May we not feel this moment is all moments. May we remember to savor the joy and celebrate all we can. May we fight tooth and nail to protect trans health care. Kain yehi ratzon. Ya ya la ya la la ya yo. Ya la la ya la la ya 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 yo. Hi ya 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 ya. In just a moment, we're going to rise for Aleinu. Aleinu means this, it is upon us. We never actually say the word Aleinu when we say Aleinu, so it's a little bit ironic that I want us to start here. But I want us to take a moment. We say Aleinu, it's upon us. We are taking responsibility for. And I'm just going to say the word Aleinu, and I'm going to invite you to call out. And I'm going to hope that I'm just going to turn the volume up on Rabbi Joey's mic. So that way the crowd hopefully speak extremely loudly in hopes that your voices will travel to the Zoom world. And I hope our Zoom friends will also add, it is upon us, Aleinu. It is upon us, Aleinu. Oh, sorry, I wasn't clear with my instructions. Bad. I'll try again. What is upon us? What are we taking responsibility for? It's a call and response. I'm going to say Aleinu, and you're going to say what you're feeling, what you want to take responsibility for. Does that make sense? Yeah, more sense than what I said before. We're back. Aleinu, it is upon us.
Organizing. Taking care of my neighbors.
Aleinu.
Protecting the boundary waters.
Protecting life.
Speaking up when it's hard.
Wearing
a mask in public.
It is upon us, Aleinu.
My loved ones, everyone more vulnerable than I am right now.
protecting family.
Continuing to reach out to one another.
It is upon us, Aleinu.
To win.
Advocacy for my rights.
Advocacy for everyone's rights. Advocacy for immigrants.
It is upon us, Aleinu.
Difficult conversations with my family.
Keep creating music and art.
Keep showing up. It is upon us, Aleinu.
Being flexible to meet changing challenges.
Helping kids feel safe. Lead with our compassion and our analysis of power and goals and
More inspiring vision.
To live.
To live and make it feel worth living for other people too.
To fight baseless hatred with baseless love.
It is upon us, Aleinu.
taking care of myself so I can take care of others.
From this place, let's rise and root on page 284.
Folks can be seated. In a moment, we'll say the words of Mourner's Kaddish, but over the course of this last year, and now year and change, we've had the tradition of singing the words of Oseh Shalom at this moment in our service to recognize the tremendous loss of life on October 7th and since October 7th in Israel, Palestine, and across the Middle East now. A fear that I'm walking with in this moment is that we will lose sight of the terror of this violence that is continuing in that region, that we will take our eyes and focus away from a commitment to ceasefire because of all the hardship that we are landing on in our own feet and in our own lives here. We say these words of Oseh Shalom as a recommitment to this work, as a recommitment to a memorial of all of the list of names of lives that we cannot read all right here in this moment. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. In a moment, we'll say the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Before we say those names, before we say those words, I'll read a list of names of people who have died in this community on the anniversary of this time in previous years. If you hear the name of someone that you knew and loved and would like to share just a sentence or two of story, feel free to raise your hand and Rabbi Ariel will track you down. Today we're remembering Morris Barrett's, Karen Desnick's grandfather, Jerry Berkowitz, Mindy Benowitz's grandmother.
My Bobby Jerry, who Lily's Hebrew name is named after. Was born in Russia and came here, emigrated as a girl. There's some stories, not a lot of them, but about the pogroms in her village and her sister coming out of the mikveh, dodging bullets. And she made a life here, and I knew her until she died when I was 33, and I'm just really grateful for the love she gave, the amazing Jewish cooking that she did, and that she also taught my mom, and that she was so supportive to me and Rachel, and she came to our commitment ceremony in '83 and hugged me and said, "I hope you'll always be as happy today, as happy in the future as you are today."
And she made her poppy seed cookies for our ceremony. Yeah. And she was a sharp dresser.
Nick Caffarelli, Leslie's husband. Linda Gailey, Marian Eisner's beloved friend. Allen Ginsberg, Carolyn Levy's cousin. Thomas Hall, Stephen's grandfather. Hannah Holzer, Robert Goldman's cousin. Norman Johnson, Keith's father. Sharon Kaner, Mark Roth's mother-in-law.
One of my favorite memories of Bubby Sharon is the time when I was visiting her and just I hugged her and her shaking stopped, and that's just one of my favorite memories.
Sarah Kisner, Leslie Caffarelli's grandmother. Ida Luger, Lorraine's grandma.
So ditto on the Jewish cooking. My grandmother was she was the only one of my grandparents who wasn't born in this country, but kreplach is the thing that I still can taste. But she also loved to dance. She was this little woman, and she taught my sister and I. And I've said this before, but if you ever play anything that you can dance the Mizerlu to, it's this body memory that we both have that she gave us. And when there was a party, she was up on the floor. She was a good time.
Barrick Mucha, Audrey Friedman's grandmother. Samuel Anest, Richard's father. Harold Rubenstein, Helen's father, and Tasha's grandfather.
My father was a man who worked very hard for his family, and he died far too young.
Gerald Rupin, Judith Brooks's father. Gordon Schaefer, Wendy Edgar's father. David Shapiro, James Miller's grandfather. Ernest Stiefel, Rabbi Sharon Stiefel's father. Max Weinstein, Miriam Weinstein's grandfather. Edward and Trudy Wolf, Larry's mother and grandmother of Rachel and Rebecca.
Well, I wish I could say my mother was a good cook, but she doesn't. This week was kind of hard because my mother's yard site was actually on Tuesday. So we had her yard site candle going while we were watching the election results. And to say my mother would have been upset is an understatement. But on the plus side, her family's doing well and growing, and her oldest great-grandson's having his bar mitzvah in a few weeks in Illinois, and so I guess that's my grandson. But I miss her in my own way. I'm glad we made peace before she passed away.
Charlene Yelshin, Lisa Brownstein's aunt. And Nathan Zeldas, Hirsch Berman's uncle. Are there any other names that people would like to bring forward today?
some of you met my dad through the years. And I guess one happy memory I had was during one of our Purim spiels. My daughter Rebecca was playing one of the assistants to find a new queen for Achashverosh. And we were doing like a beauty contest kind of thing, like a lot of synagogues maybe used to do or whatever. And so we were bringing up volunteers from the congregation, and Rebecca grabbed her grandpa and put a couple of like scarves around him and everything, and to be part of the beauty contest. He didn't win. And I miss him a lot.
We're going to go like this, because what I don't want to do is this. So we're just going to scan the room this way, if this is okay.
My grandfather, Bob, died on November 6th, 2006, which was an election day. And I had a very special relationship with him. He was a lifelong Republican, unlike me, and unlike the rest of his family. But he died the morning of election day and was not able to vote. But we all gathered from far and wide, and when we were all around the table, our grandmother informed us that he had been intending to vote Democrat that day. And Bush was in office at the time, and my father said, "That's what killed him." And we were all able to have a good laugh. So, but I've been thinking about him, and I put his picture up and wondered what he'd be thinking about all of this. So, yeah.
My father, Jeff McCauley, died on October 23rd. And I'm just thankful him and I had a really complicated relationship, but today I got to do something that brought us joy together instead of strife. And I'm just really thankful for that.
I guess I didn't realize I was going to do this. Excuse me. My aunt Robin died 4 years ago. She's still my emergency contact on my phone. But sorry, I didn't have anything to say, but she was such a wonderful woman, and I hope that her grandkids still remember her.
We'll turn to page 294. I invite folks to rise or root. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah be'alma divra chirute v'amlich malchute b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye decho beit Yisrael b'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehe shmei rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekutsha berechu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Folks can be seated.
And people have been talking about your announcements since last time you did announcements. We're thrilled to welcome you back.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm Fran, and I just signed up to be an usher just hours before services. So there's always an opportunity to volunteer. So usually you just read through this, but when I was looking at the words, I didn't want to just read through. So I just want to say thank you for being with us tonight. Because it's just like a thing that we say, but I'm really feeling it. And if you look around the room, we wouldn't be able to be here in the spirit and the comfort that we needed if everybody wasn't here. So thank you. It's such a joy to be together, but it's also a comfort to be together, and a lot of other things. At the end of service, please return the prayer books to the usher table. Please separate the song sheets from the siddurim. Mazel tov to David Sweet and your family on becoming b'mitzvah. And thank you for your wonderful singing. It was really nice. Thank you to all who made it possible tonight, Rabbi Joey and Rabbi Ariel, Rachel Lipkin and Mindy Benowitz, Gordon, Eric, the Macomb Minion, Julie Jacobs, and Lori Sweet. Thank you to our usher, Lorraine Luker, and me. Our Shomrim, Davy Beam, and Sid Stratman, and Sweet Security. Security, I don't know why. Security. All right, maybe by the 10th time I do this, I'll get it right. For your steady presence. And thank you to the Sinicombe and Elliott Katz families for hosting Onig tonight in honor of David Sweet becoming B-Mitzvah. Shir Tikva announcements. For anyone who's looking for spaces to ground in heart and body, tomorrow at 3 p.m. we'll be holding Post-Election Embodiment, Individual and Social Transformation, a workshop in the lineage of generative somatics with Becca Tilson. Becca is a Shir Tikva Nick and an incredible teacher at the intersection of embodiment and politics. Please consider joining us. Also, on Thanksgiving morning at 9 a.m. here, a Minyan collaboratively led by Aaron, Theo, and Sharon, all are welcome and on Zoom too. Like TOO. Right, okay. Also on Zoom, got it. Okay. Next week's Shabbat service will be a mask recommended service. If that isn't the best fit for you, please join us on Zoom. A reminder that your community is here to support you, so please reach out to our rabbis if you encounter a life change, and boy did we encounter a life change, so that they can activate the Shir Tikva network of support, which we all need. Thank you.
I would like to invite up Ben Gage and David Sweet for the ritual passing of the Kiddush cup to the next Bar Mitzvah kid.
David, I'm here to give you the Kiddush cup and also some words of support. You've got this. Stay present and stay confident. Don't overthink or stress too much, and the service will go by quickly. You're great at chanting and blessings, and I'm sure your points of view and thoughts will lead to an excellent Torah. You've got this.
Thank you so much. And we'll close out the service by inviting David's immediate family to come up here and help us bless wine and challah. You can find the blessing for wine on page 5.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon yipilanu Zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila lenikra kodesh zecher l'siyat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Three, two, one. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem mi'haaretz v'te'am. We'll end. There's Nosh. Please stick around and talk. We'll end in song.
Ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la ya
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, thank you.
That's diversity too.